Okay, hello. My name is KCLau, and also have my partner here, Ian Tai, doing this
Hello.
YouTube live video. We hope to keep it short, like under maybe 20 to 25 minutes, to
Mhm,
talk about this topic about car loan. So, in fact, the whole story started from an article we read at Ringgit Plus. So, Ian will show you about that article.
mhm,
And if we are comparing like 5-year car loan, 9-year car loan, and in fact, when most of us when we first started, we need a car to go to work, right? And that's like the one of the big purchase in our life. It's the car lah. So when you buy a car, and then if you buy a car that you cannot afford, or even if you buy a car you can afford, you can also choose to have a loan. If you have income, you can get a car loan. So in Malaysia, we usually have like 3 years, 5 years, 7 years, 9 years. And I used to ask, okay, do you have longer than 9 years? No, sorry. 9 years is the longest already. Okay. So how do you choose? Like, do you want, when you're getting a car loan, 5 year or 9 year, which one is better? So this
mhm,
is a topic we're going to discuss today. So just a
mhm,
disclaimer, we are all the discussion for on this video, it is just for sharing and educational purposes. So don't say you listen to KCLau or you listen to Ian Tai and you make some decision, and then it turned out to be a wrong decision for you, then you blame us. Sorry, please. We want to disclaim that. Basically, if you watch this video, you know we have this in mind, and basically we just want to share what we know with you so that you can be a smart consumer yourself and
mhm.
smart with your money. So let's get started with it. Like Ian, maybe you want to show us the article first, or
Yes, I would like to show you the article, but before that,
mm,
just want
mm,
to keep to the perspective of what we will be discussing for this
mm,
video, whereby we're going to talk about a few things which are as followed. Number one, we're going to talk about the effective interest rate of a car loan. And the second thing is that we are going to consider the cash flow aspect and the liquidity aspect of having a car loan, whether is it 5 years or 9 years. Okay. The third one, we're going to talk a little bit about debt service ratio. And finally, we're going to dive into the potential mortgage eligibility. All right. So this is actually very important because a lot of car owners, right, a lot of people who want to buy a car, they fail to actually consider, hey, if I actually committed certain amount of debt into purchasing a car, then how will it impact my future mortgage or eligibility? So this is something that is being failed to be considered, and I think it's very important for us to highlight this. Now, of course, the inspiration for this whole video, right, is simply because there's a lot of talk about this 5 years and 10 years thing. All right, 5 years, sorry, 5 years and 9 years thing,
9 years. Okay.
whereby people who are getting themselves into a 5 year car loan seem to be a little bit more responsible. They say, "Whoa, if I get 5 years car loan in, if I get 5 years car loan, right, then I am doing the financially responsible thing because simply because they can save a little bit on interest." And then people who take the 9 years car loan, right, they don't seem to be that responsible simply because it's because you can't afford. That's why you stretch your
S-
loan to nine
Seems like you are
to nine
stretching
years.
your finances, right? Okay. Oh.
Yes. So
Mm,
there's a lot of this kind of debate, online debate about all this kind of
mm,
stuff. So therefore, I think it's timely for us to actually discuss this lah. 5 years and 9 years. All right. Is taking a 5 years car loan that financially smart? And if you happen to take a 9 years car loan, is that fiscally irresponsible? That is something that we're going to discuss in this video.
yep,
But anyway, let's get into the case study. So this is an article by Ringgit Plus, and Ringgit Plus is a place where you can actually compare all kinds of financial products. In this case, we are comparing car loans, where you can see that different banks are offering different rates, but the lowest I find is 2.35, the highest is 4.05 over here, and every other things is actually in between. But let's do a simple case study for today. All right. So in this article, it states how to calculate a car loan in Malaysia, whereby it has given us an example where if you're looking to buy a Proton X70, which is priced at 109,800 ringgit, and you are opting to actually get a higher purchase loan from Maybank Higher Purchase, whereby it's here, the interest rate is 3.4%. And what you do is that for the purchase of a new car, the margin of financing is 90%, and you are forking out 10% in its down payment. It has actually given us a table to illustrate how the calculation is done. So we have the car price. This is the amount of down payment you're going to pay. This is the higher purchase amount that you are going to borrow, which is 98,820 ringgit. Loan period 9 years. So the first question that we are going to talk about is this interest rate, 3.4%. Is this the real interest rate or not? Of course, the answer is no lah.
Okay, this is quite misleading now when you talk about this is flat rate, right? I think in Malaysia, personal loan, and also
Mhm.
car loan, they use a flat rate.
Mhm.
But in fact, in many countries, they don't use this anymore.
Mm.
Some country even ban it.
Mm.
Oh, just not to mislead any consumers. So, but this is the case in Malaysia. So, if you cannot change the law, you have to change yourself lah. You have to be, you have to have the knowledge to differentiate what this is all about. So, we'll show you more about that. Okay.
Yes. So the monthly repayment is 1194.99 ringgit. And now we are going into the spreadsheet, because if we can't change the law, then we have to make the conversion ourselves from flat rate to effective interest rate. Okay. And this can be simply done with a spreadsheet like this. So this is actually the figures. Okay. These are the important details over here. And what we need to do to convert from flat rate interest rate into effective rate is to calculate its IRR, or internal rate of return, whereby it's very much cash flow based. So what you need to do is this: just put in the months. It's cash flow based. So the first month, you're opting to get this amount of loan. So this is like cash received, 98,820 bucks. Then you start paying the higher purchase installment 1 month later, and you do that for many months down the road, which is at negative 1194.99. Why is it negative? Because you're paying cash, you're paying your installments, right? So how many months? How many installment payments? Well, since you're getting a 9 years loan, so therefore 9 times 12 is 108 months. So therefore you can just scroll it all the way down, 108 months. It will give you the monthly IRR. Then you just need to times 12 in order to make it into a yearly IRR. Or this is what is known as effective interest rate, which is 6.18%. So
Hey, Ian,
yeah.
sorry to cut you off. I just realized this 6.18 is a nominal rate, so it's not exactly the rate we can compare with mortgage. So you have to change it into effect. So you have to use a formula. Maybe you put
Mm-hmm.
down, but it's just slightly different because of the compounding of 12 months. So the formula is
Okay.
maybe you go to one new cell below.
Mm-hmm.
You type equals,
Mm-hmm.
and then effect, EFFECT. Okay, you choose this
Okay.
one, effect. You have to
Effect.
choose it. You have to click it. Um,
Click it.
click the effect. Yeah. And then
Okay.
you put the yearly rate 6.18. Equal above. You can equal above.
Equals above
No. You just select
118.
it. You just select it. No, don't you just put F114 is okay.
Okay.
Just the equal sign, you have to delete it. You don't need the equal sign.
Okay.
And then you comma. It's not
Comma.
finished yet. Comma, 12, because it's 12 months compounded 12 times a year. So then
Okay.
enter. Then you will get the effective rate, this is the real one.
Oh.
6.35. So it's a little bit higher.
Oh, I see.
I see. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So the financial, if you study time value of money, basically they called it nominal rate. 6.1 is the nominal rate. And then
Oh,
6.38 is the effective rate.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay. So now this is actually the real rate, which is
Yes.
6.35%.
Yep.
Wow. Okay, so this is actually quite huge. Now,
Okay.
the thing is that will you actually save some interest if you actually if you opt for a 5-year car loan? So that will be our next in our discussion point.
Mm, mm,
So what we have is actually a 5-year calculator. So many people argue that, okay, so this is the if you actually opt for a 5-year car loan, the amount of interest that you're going to pay is 16,799 ringgit.
mm,
For 9 years, you're going to pay 30,238 ringgit.
mm.
So therefore, the interest savings that you can actually get is actually 13,439 ringgit. So, Casey, is
Mm.
this worth it?
So a lot of people like say, okay, well, do you want to save that interest? Then you take a shorter loan, no? Of course, you can
Mhm,
save even more lah. If you take a even shorter one, maybe three
mhm,
years or
mhm,
maybe 1 year, right? So
mhm,
last time when I first start to like consider to take a car loan, this is what I look at, in fact. So I look
mhm,
at this and then look at the installment and see whether I can afford the installment. Is it going to be a big commitment or not? So that's the usual thing that goes through our head, right? But now, as we getting wiser and wiser, getting older, in fact, so we kind of like understand. So actually, this doesn't matter a lot. Mm.
mm.
What matter is
All
the
right.
effective rate, right? Let's look at that.
Okay. So if you are opting for a 5-year car loan, the monthly installment will be much higher at 1,926 or 27 ringgit. So you do the same uh, cash flow thing, all right?
Mm.
But this time round is a little bit shorter at 60 months,
16
simply
months.
because you're opting for an 5-year car loan. So what happened is that you got a really internal rate of return of 6.36. But since there is
The
so
effect
what
equals
we can do
effect.
is that
Mm.
we can actually type in effect this and
12
12.
months.
Is it
Yes,
12?
correct. 12 months, compound 12 months.
Oh, so let's
Oh,
see. So
oh,
at the end of the day,
6.5.
you're getting 6.55%.
Mm.
Wow. So which is
Mm.
actually quite high. All right. And in fact, the cost, is there any particular reason why this costs 6.55%? And the 9-year one is actually a little bit lower at 6.35%. It's a
That's
margin difference of 0.2% lah. But it seems
yes.
like, wow, the 5 years one is a bit higher in terms of interest costs.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. That's the case. So in Malaysia, if we look at the higher purchase loan offer, so it says after more than if you take a loan more than 5 years, that's a specific rate, right? Like for Maybank, 3.4%.
Mhm,
Like 7 years, 9 years, maybe 3.4% as well. So usually, banks they they will also increase the flat rate a little bit when you get a longer loan tenure.
mhm,
Usually they will do that also. So like 7 years or 9 years might be different, might be 3.45.
mhm,
So that is just to like when you calculate the effective rate, is it more or less about the same.
mm.
Mm.
All right. So now the thing is that we have actually covered this. So we have actually talked about the effective interest rate. Cash flow wise, liquidity wise, of course, if you're opting for a 9-year loan, definitely your monthly commitments are lower as compared to the 5 years one. Okay, so definitely better cash flow management, liquidity is on the 9-year side. Debt service ratio, obviously, if you opt for a 9 years loan, your debt service ratio will be much lower as compared to the 5 years. Now, the final thing that we're going to talk about is something that will definitely be interesting for future home buyers and
Mm.
real estate investors, which is potential mortgage eligibility. Okay, now let's take a look at this. In order to know your mortgage eligibility, you can always go to Loan Street. All right. So this is
Then they build a
loanstreet.com.
tool to help you, like
Yes, go to tools and then we have home loan eligibility. Just type in here. Oh, I mean to say I was distracted by the Bank of China offer, 3.88%. Seems to be very attractive. All right, but anyway, that one maybe we'll cover in another video. But here, let's focus on this. So I'm gonna reveal to you that my personal mortgage rate, the lowest one, all right, is 4.15 at this moment. The other one is 4.2. So let's take the lower one, which is 4.15. So Casey, give you the honor to actually insert a monthly net income.
Yeah, maybe 6,000. 6,000 a month.
6,000. Now, assuming that you have no credit card balance and no monthly loan repayment, um, the monthly installment, whoa. So as you can see, you can borrow up to 70% of your income. So from this calculator, it shows that the maximum indicative home loan amount will be 929,000 ringgit. Wow, that's very high. Now, what happens after you have actually purchased your car, which
Oh,
is
too bad.
your brand new standard 2WD Proton X70. After you have actually purchased this car using a 9-year loan, what happens? So just insert 1194.99. Click calculate. So from how much just now? 929,000, right? So
drops.
once you buy a car, your home loan amount, the amount that you're eligible to borrow, has dropped significantly down to 665,000 ringgit. Wait, this is almost like how much is it? $280,000, $270,000 slash just like that once you buy a car. Yep. So this is something that people don't see when they.
So before you buy the car, then if you can borrow like 900 or 1,000, you can probably buy two apartment already.
Yes.
500,000 each, right?
Uh-huh. You could have actually done that lah. All right. But anyway, so after you opt for a 9-year car loan, your $900,000 loan eligibility now drops to 665. But what happens if you actually opt for 5 years, where your monthly installment is 1926.99? So we're gonna just change these figures to 1926.99. Click calculate. Still calculating somehow.
It's not refreshing. Oh, okay.
Okay, now it's finally it's here. It's now reduced even further to 503,000 ringgit, from 665 down to 503, which is a difference of 160,000 ringgit, 160,000 in loan eligibility. So my question is this savings of 13,400, which is here, 13,400, is this worth it?
So yeah, so when I mean when like a person who just came out and work, and then you have to face all these financial decision. It's all big decision in your life. So usually what you do, you ask your friends, you ask your parents, hopefully they can give you some guidance. But no, that's what we do, right? We do financial education. So we actually want to help you to make an informed decision, smart one for yourself.
Yep.
So like after so many years, I'm getting older and older, getting wiser a little bit. So for me, I would like to have as much loan I can to buy properties because it appreciate and then it can generate income. So you see, if I don't buy this car first, I have 900,000 loan eligibility. I can buy 2 properties, right? One you can use for own stay, another one you can get rental income, and then you also push up your income. Then if you have enough properties, then you only buy car. It helps a lot.
Yep. Exactly. Okay, so I guess that if you go back to the slides, what happened is that for people who are looking at 5 years, they're only thinking about, not to say they're only thinking lah. I mean, but their main concern is this lah. It's actually to save that interest and to own a fully paid car as quickly as possible. So that's why they opt for a shorter loan tenure.
Yeah.
But if you are going for a 9-year car loan, then the perks is that there are many perks to that. The first one is lower cash outflow. The second one is lower debt service ratio.
Yes.
And third one is better liquidity. And the last one, which is very powerful and very precious to a lot of real estate investors, which is a 6-figure mortgage eligibility. I mean to say, we are not going to kill this over. A lot of real estate investors who know this, they are not going to sacrifice their loan eligibility for 13,000 ringgit in interest savings.
Yeah.
Okay, so it is actually quite contrasting in terms of where or what to focus on. Okay,
Yep.
and such contrasting focus will actually lead to very different financial decisions. All right, so we have discussed a lot about this topic. So KCLau, few questions. Number one, is getting a 5-year car loan that financially savvy, that financially smart? And the next one is, do people who actually opt for a 9-year car loan, are they financially irresponsible?
Okay, frankly speaking, so just to be transparent, I still have a car loan in Malaysia, which is 9 year, and then I took up full loan. In fact, full loan until like down payment also don't need to pay. It's like cover everything, so I can just drive the car out for the first month, right, and then just booking fees only. So I would prefer the 9 years loan when the car loan interest is low. So usually anything less than 6%, I'm okay with that. So I took a full car loan and then 9 years as long as possible.
Mhm.
And so that I can enjoy all this, right? Lower commitment, better liquidity, and then better mortgage eligibility. And in fact, the cash that I don't use to pay the car is still with me. And I invest it and I can earn much better than 6% a year. So that's what I do. And on the other side, wait, Ian just bought a car. And then Ian didn't take a loan. He didn't take a loan. Not even 3 years, 5 years, or 9 years, whatever. So what's the reason, right? But I think he made a very good decision. So maybe Ian, you want to explain?
Yeah. So mine is a second-hand car. So definitely the flat rate is actually a lot higher than buying a brand new car. So that's one. The loan tenure is actually 6 years. So it's not like I can max it out to 9 years. And after I do the conversion, so I realized that I'm gonna pay, if I'm gonna take out a loan for this, the interest rate will be about 7 to 8% per annum. So 7 to 8% per annum. What kind of investment will give me 7 to 8% per annum in terms of cash flow? So obviously I will actually avoid it lah and just pay cash for it, right? So that is actually the thing law. I mean, that is actually the reason why I did not actually buy a car with a car loan. So because it's of that
For
reason
that
lah.
reason, yes.
Mm.
Because of the interest rate is high, right?
Mm.
If he's offered an interest rate that is less than 5%, I believe he's going to take a 9-year loan. Right? Will you?
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Correct. If it's at a very attractive interest rate, then why not?
Yes. Awesome.
Mm.
So that's all for today's sharing.
Yep.
And if you haven't followed us yet, we have our email. We have our ebook series. I call it Money Tips. So you can download it on my website. Is you just go to kcl.com, enter your email there, and then I'll send it to you. And also I have we do webinars, weekly webinars. We invite a lot of experts to come and talk about some money issues. So you can always get online with us, but of course we only announce it to our Facebook group and our Telegram group, and also through our email list. So if you download the ebook, then you are in my email list and you'll get the invitation to join all my future webinars. So hopefully see you there. And also we have this is my latest book, although published 2 years ago, but still very good read. And then we have the Chinese version as well. I'll put all the links in the description. And I will even give you a free money tips ebook, no time wasted guarantee. Right? You can read 15 minutes. You will find it useless. Reply to my email with your bank details to receive 10 ringgit. I'll pay it to you. So just recently, I have an email from a reader. So in fact, he's just a teenager. I think it's like 17 or 18. Oh, how did he see my ads? Like, so he emailed me and then asked for saying that okay, I read your book and it's useless, so I didn't learn anything. I want that 10 ringgit. So I said, okay, no problem. Just send me your bank accounts. And then he immediately replied, he said, okay, sorry, I just want to test it out, so see whether you are really going to pay or not. So it's just a joke from him. But this is my guarantee, right? In fact, if you spend 50 minutes and you really learn nothing, I will pay you that 10 ringgit. So that you don't waste your time. At least you get paid, right?
Yep. All right. So
Okay.
stay tuned for our next videos and stay tuned. All right.
Okay. Bye bye.
Bye bye.